Today we are preparing for a casting. This is the second casting I've ever done in my life. The first one, unfortunately, not successful. If you don't know me, my name is Jules the lawyer. I'm a lawyer still, technically. I don't practice anymore because I've found fame and a little bit of fortune on TikTok. So I do TikTok full time. But I always thought there was a little bit more for me. I've always had a penchant for the theatrics. I'm a bit dramatique, as my husband might say. I've always wanted to be on the big screen, you know, an actrice. And I wouldn't say I'm actively seeking acting roles. I don't have like an acting agent or anything. I don't really take even acting classes. But a year ago, I got contacted by a casting agent for a show on Netflix. It wasn't a main role, but it was a bigger role, which is flattering. And when I got the casting request, I was like, oh my God, this is it. This is gonna be my big break. I'm gonna move to LA. I'm gonna be a movie star, even though the show probably didn't even film in LA. I thought I was moving there. So I submitted my casting tape, and you know, upon submitting the casting tape, I thought I was going to be stepping into this new life. And then what happened? I didn't get the part. I was crushed, honestly. Okay, take it all in strides, I guess, but I was really crushed. So I thought maybe acting wasn't for me because apparently I can't handle rejection. Okay, I was down in the dumps. I didn't want to feel like that again, so I didn't put myself out there. And personally, I like to be handed things. I don't know about you, but I just like for things to come to me. I don't really like to chase them. Maybe that's a negative thing about me, but 2 days ago, I got this email in my inbox. It said, title, subject line, Jules Lawyer, casting request. Oh my God. Is this gonna be my big break now? So some of the stuff in the email is confidential, but I am reading for the role of a lawyer in a TV series. I think I would be good at it. You know, I already have the vernacular down. Okay, I got all that vocabulary. It's all in here. The first step in the casting is you have to learn your lines. And my lines are here. I can't show them to you, unfortunately. Your lines for castings, what are they called? They're called sides, okay? So I have to read my sides. And the sides for the casting tape, the first one I did like a year ago, they were like 8 pages long and I needed a second reader, and it was a really fast turnaround. So I had to memorize all these lines, get a second reader, and then submit it, all just to get rejected, which I know it's normal in the acting world to be rejected, but it wasn't normal for me. Luckily, these sides, they're only 2 pages. So we are going to have to, it's Monday today. This thing is due Wednesday by noon, so I should have it filmed Tuesday. Today, Monday, I'm going to learn the sides, the lines. I'm going to memorize them. And then tomorrow, I'm going to work on acting them. I don't know how I'm going to do the second part, but so I'm cleaning my bathroom, and maybe I'll give you guys a monologue. To be or not to be, Raisin? That is the question. And I know I'm a lawyer, so I have real life work experience to, you know, really embody this character, but I feel like lawyers on TV, they're so different than what lawyers actually do. Because you spend like 1 day in court and 10 months preparing for court, but all you see in the show is the day in court. And TV court is nothing like real life court. You would fall asleep in real life court unless you were the lawyer. You have to pay attention. So even though I'm a real lawyer, I don't know how to embody this fake lawyer character. And so this character, they're casting either a boy or a girl. The character could end up being played by a boy, like a male lawyer. And I feel like the lines are written from the male perspective. So that's another thing I have to grapple with. In the email, they said that I have to dress like a lawyer. I was like, oh my God, no worries. I have all the suits. We're gonna work on these lines. But yeah, see, it's not that many pages here. One's a cover page. They do have some lawyer lingo in here though, like slander, libel, allegedly. Okay, I'll be back when I know my lines. Good morning! It's coronation day, it's casting day. So success, you guys. Yesterday I learned all of my lines for my role that I'm gonna get. I'm gonna manifest this. I'm scared to believe that I'm gonna get it because last time I really believed I was gonna get it and then I did it and it was so sad. But you know what? We're just going to take a leap of faith and I'm going to get this part. And I'm going to believe that when I say it, she tells herself. So in terms of the casting process, how do you do it? Step 1, I learned the lines by memory. Like I could say these in my sleep. Second stage is you act the lines. You have to learn how to act the lines. And I feel like you can only act the lines when they are so deeply embedded in your memory that they come out naturally. So that's what I've done. Well, I've done step 1. I memorized the lines. We're working on the acting part. So this casting tape, it's due tomorrow at noon. I'm gonna film it today. And then if for some reason I wake up tomorrow, watch the tape, hate it, I still have time to refilm it. So in order to film it, we can't film like this. So I'm gonna get ready. Gotta shower. In the casting, they said to dress like a lawyer. Now, I don't know if I should wear these glasses or not, because when I was an actual lawyer, I would wear glasses because I thought they made me look older. And if I was older, people would take me more seriously, because I started articling when I was 24. I turned 25 during articling, so I was quite young, and I was really fresh faced, and I thought when I wore glasses, people would take me more seriously. Plus my eyes, they're honestly like really beautiful, so I didn't want people to get distracted, you know, just like staring at my gorgeous eyes, so I'd wear these glasses. And I think they add to the lawyer character, but because they block part of my face, they will block part of my facial expressions, which is what casting people are partly looking at. So I don't know if I should wear them, but I feel like they help me embody this lawyer character. Is that trade-off worth blocking off part of my expression? Something I have to think about. And they give a glare. This is me without them. I can't see anything because I don't even have my contacts in. I have to straighten my hair. And I was doing my homework and looking up, you know, some famous female lawyer characters. There's actually not that many. It's like Elle Woods in Legally Blonde, Annalise Keating in How to Get Away with Murder, The Good Wife. Those are all very different characters. I have real world lawyer experience, so shouldn't it translate? But like I mentioned earlier, a lawyer on TV or in a movie is very, very different than a lawyer in real life. I'm hoping to get this role because, you know, my parents, they paid for that law degree, okay? Now what do? I make these videos, okay? Didn't need a law degree to do that, but if I get this role, it's probably because I'm actually a lawyer. So then I can say, hey mom, don't even worry. It wasn't all for naught. They chose me because I had that very expensive U of T law degree. I know I couldn't even go to like a cheaper school. I had to pick the most expensive one. So that's another reason why I really hope I get this part. For my hairstyle, I mean, I only know how to do my hair two ways, either straightened or a shitty blowout with the Dyson. Not bad because of the Dyson, but because of my hair skills. So I decided to go with the straight hair because this is how I did my hair. Oh my god, I was just so annoyed when I didn't get that last part of that Netflix show because I genuinely was so convinced I was gonna get it, even though I knew that actors like cast for hundreds of things and are unsuccessful all the time. Even like amazing actors are unsuccessful. It's very hard to, you know, book work as an actor. But there I was convinced, even though I had literally no acting experience, that I was gonna get this role. And, you know, I, in my head, imagined this new life for me because I was then gonna be, you know, a famous actor and live the life that came with that instead of, you know, just like a mid TikToker. I thought briefly that, you know, maybe this won't happen because a lot of actors, you know, like I said, audition for a lot of things. They're great actors and they don't get them. Why should I get this? But I thought, okay, well, they reached out to me. I didn't even ask. They reached out to me. The role, it was a recurring role, but it wasn't like the main role. So I was like, it's not like I'm auditioning for the main part. This girl, she's just like a side character. So I thought that factor weighed in my favor. I thought I was a good fit for the character I was auditioning for. For all of those reasons, I was like, yeah, obviously I'm gonna get this part. This is my big break. This is what I've been waiting. This is why I quit law. And then when I didn't get it, absolutely devastated. You guys, I was devastated. I couldn't even, David, my husband, was like, well, okay, like you didn't get this one, but you can get another one. Like, why don't you take some acting lessons, look into getting an agent, do some audition? And I couldn't. I was like, I can't handle this rejection again. This is such a horrible feeling. They asked me and they didn't even, why ask? I know it's the process, but how I have to look at it is I'm just, you know, grateful, I guess, to be even considered as a potential option and be, you know, on the mind of a casting agent to even reach out in the first place. Like, that's a feat in and of itself, is what I had to tell myself. It was like when I was in grade 9, I started at a new school, okay? If you didn't know, I'm 5'9", okay? She's a tall girl. The gym teacher, she sees me. She's like, who's this giant roaming the streets? We need her to try out for the volleyball team. So she comes up to me and she's like, you need to try out for the volleyball team. Like, you would be great in volleyball. And I tried to tell her, I'm like, Miss Cross, like, I know we don't know each other and I've never been in your gym class because I just got to the school, but I'm not a gym girly, okay? I play the violin. That's the kind of girly, okay? I'm not a gym girly. And she didn't take my word for it. She was like, no, we can work with it. You have such good reach, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, okay, but I'm telling you right now that this isn't gonna be good. Like, I am not coordinated. I'm not good at volleyball. And she convinced me to try it out, okay? I had to go after school. I had to stay later. I try out. Like I told her, I wasn't good. And then what happens? I get cut. Why did you ask me? If you're just gonna cut me, why did you do that? That's how I felt about the casting. Why did you ask me? But I have to look on the bright side. Ugh. So the approach that I'm taking for this is that if it's meant to be, it will be. If it's meant to be mine, it will be mine. If I don't get it, which if it's meant to be mine, I will, then it's for a reason. But I really hope I get again. I really hope it's meant to be mine. It kind of sucks today because it looks like it's about to rain. The sky is so dark. I read online that, or I watched some YouTube videos that you should like buy lighting and stuff, but it would have been like a couple $100s. And I thought that they could get the gist of it without me getting like studio lighting, but now I regret that. I should have got it. And like I mentioned earlier, this part, men and women are auditioning for it, so it can be either a male or female lawyer, but it is written from the male perspective. So saying some of these lines is very unnatural, as is doing some of the mannerisms and actions. Like for example, in one of the scenes, the lawyer takes an energy drink, chugs it, smashes it on the desk. A woman would never do that because we're not disgusting. I wish I had some like pearls or something. I had to pull out my old suits. It's like, good thing I didn't get rid of these. Never know when you might need it. Now I have to put on makeup, but I'm just gonna do a good skincare routine and then my eyebrows and some concealer. Maybe I won't put on any concealer because it's very realistic for a lawyer to have eye bags. That's for sure. You're not sleeping. Okay, would this be crazy? Instead of chugging the energy drink, like taking it out of the fridge, opening it, chugging, crushing it, do you think it would be permissible to take some creative liberties and light a cigarette instead? Like, it's kind of like a stressful situation. In the time period, you would maybe be smoking inside. I'll have to fact check that, but I think so. So I could just, you know, take a drag, pause, put it down, continue. Would that be? Now it's time to get dressed. I have my white dress shirt on, and since I said to dress like a lawyer, we are going full suit. The suit is from Tiger of Sweden, and it's the first suit I ever bought when I was a lawyer. I bought it when I was articling, 40% off, of course. I haven't worn it in a while, so let's see if it still fits. Okay, pants fit. That's really what I was worried about. Is it giving lawyer? Kind of, eh? Don't mind the mattress. We have friends staying over here, and this mattress was set up as like a guest room for them. Okay, it's giving court is in session. Now we gotta put on the jacket. This is kind of small. All right, ready to go. It's time to film. This jacket is quite small. I don't think I really have another one though. Is it distracting? Do it one more button. The collar go inside or outside? Okay, and before I get into it, let's consult. In one of the scenes, it has the male lawyer, take out the energy drink from the fridge, take a sip, then crush the can. A woman would never do that. So I asked my husband, I was like, do you think it would be okay if instead I went to the corner store, bought a pack of cigarettes, had them on the table, picked them up, took out a cigarette, pretend to drag the cigarette, put it down, and then that's replaces the can crushing. It would be so unnatural for me to like get a Coke can. And my husband said that's fine, but do 2 takes of it. To do one as intended with the Coke can as directed so that it shows I can follow instruction. That's what he said. I think, you know, this lawyer character, she's mine to make my own, you know? So right now I have to decide glasses, no glasses, and cigarette versus pop can. But what I really need to do is actually film a take because I'm procrastinated long enough. So let's get filming. And to film, we got out the big girl. This is the Sony A7CR, and she's my most heavy-duty, powerful camera. So we're gonna use her today in this activity as an artiste. I am sweating buckets here. I've done this scene 40 million thousand times, it feels like. And we went no glasses, but we did the cigarette. Because were there even energy drinks in the 80s, which is when this is set? Was there? I feel like it's more historically accurate because back then everyone was smoking inside. And it's kind of like a stressful situation. So I'm not really reaching for an energy drink. It would be for a cigarette now. You know what? Time will tell if that creative risk, if it paid off. But now we gotta go edit this thing. Hello, my name is Julia Romano, better known online by my moniker at Jules the Lawyer. Follow me. I am 5'9" and I'm located in Toronto. Hello, casting tape update. So I submitted my casting tape on Monday. It was due Tuesday at noon. Unfortunately, it is Friday and I haven't heard back. So my husband, optimist, was like, maybe they just haven't looked at your tape yet. They're probably doing a lot of castings and they probably just haven't looked at your tape yet, and that's why they haven't gone back to you. I sent my tape via Google Drive. So I Googled how to tell if people accessed your Google link and Drive. So I'm gonna see if they have looked at my tape, and if they have looked at it, why the silence? But first, we're not gonna jump to any conclusions. I'm just gonna check. Okay, let's see here. To check if someone accessed your Google Drive link, you can utilize the activity dashboard or review the files access details in Drive. Okay, let's see if we can. Oh my god, my old casting tape came up that I didn't get. No, it's okay. What's meant to be will be. I don't think it's even been accessed. What does that mean? Okay, so we're not out. They haven't even looked. Do I follow up and say, hey? Because they never replied to my email. Should I be like, hey, did it get to you? Hey, acknowledge my existence. I'm gonna go in private browser and access it and then see if that shows up. Oh my god, I can't even watch it. Oh my god. Okay, no, it doesn't show up in the activity. So I don't even know if they accessed it. I'm gonna send it to my husband. No, but then I don't want him to see it. Oh god. Can you see if someone accessed your doc in Google Drive if accessed via public link? No. Oh, but it says that access will be recorded as anonymous. While the owner of a Google Drive document can see the last time a folder was accessed, this doesn't reveal who accessed it. That's fine, but I just want to know if it was accessed at all. I don't know. Where does this leave us, you guys? Oh, it says 5 open. So has it been open? So it does say under the analytics, 5 open, but was it me who opened them? Okay, let's go and see. Back on private browse. Open it again. Oh god. Let's see if it logs as 6 opens now. This is demoralizing. This is why I'm not an actor, because I can't take this. You know, a courtesy acknowledgement of receipt is just as 5 opens. Well, okay. That was fruitless. Okay, well, I don't know what that means. 5 opens. I think what my issue was, where I went wrong, is so in the character description, it was like a 5-line description of the character, and I read neurotic. The lawyer was like neurotic, and that's all I read. After that, I was like, I know the character. I am she, you know? But maybe I played up a neurotic aspect like a little bit too much in the casting tape. Maybe that's where I went wrong. Just in the normal course of conducting business, it might be considered rude to not acknowledge somebody submitting something to you, especially when you had a email dialogue back and forth in that same thread. But who am I to say that, you know? Maybe there are different professional standards in the acting world. Maybe ghosting people is permitted. Cass said, my sister said that I should just follow up on Monday, so I will. I'm posting this video that Tuesday, so I will email to follow up on Monday and say, did I get it? But is that desperate? I am. It's Friday now. I will check back in with you guys Monday. It's Tuesday morning. Still have not heard anything. I'm just gonna check one more time to see if anybody viewed my casting tape. I'm just gonna check the metadata. Last time we checked, my video had 5 opens. This time I checked, it has 6 opens, but I did send it to my sister. We haven't really moved from Friday. I also haven't followed up with the casting agent because I'm like a little bit embarrassed. You know, part of me embarrassed, okay? It seems like I didn't get it. The other part of me is like, well, if I didn't get it, what do I have to lose? You know? I'm gonna go take a shower, contemplate if I should follow up, and go from there. Good. I submitted a casting tape for an audition and they didn't even reply to me, Mom.
Yeah, and they asked her.
And they reached out to me.
So I told her she should follow up. It's been a week. I said she should follow up.
Yeah, but you know what? Sometimes if they have, like, how many, depending on how many they have to go through, like, a week isn't very long. Like, we'll submit a quote for a job and we think for sure we did. There's no way we got it. And then they'll call us, like, way out. Like, you know what I mean? Like, after what the time I think that they should have.
Yeah, they're just shooting this July 17th, so that's why I was like, oh. Yeah.
Just send an email. Just send it.
Okay, what should I say?
No, put that in your journal. Put that in your trauma dump. Put that in your trauma dump to ChatGPT. Chat, can you believe they did this to me? Yeah, you can say, yeah, I hope you're having a great week. I
hope that's a good one. You're having a great week because it's Tuesday, it's not Monday. Hope you're having a great week. Just wanted to follow up on the above.
Yeah, just wanted to follow up on the casting I submitted. Like, thank you so much. Have a great day. Look forward to hearing back.
Okay, yeah, I hope you haven't. Just wanted to follow up on the casting I submitted. Please let me know of any next steps.
Put that? I mean, you can.
What should I say? Okay, just want to follow up.
I would just say, like, thank you so much, and I look forward to hearing back.
Yeah, just say, and I look forward to hearing from you.
Like.
Thanks again.
Thanks again, and I look forward to hearing back.
Thanks again. David said I should ask for feedback.
I personally wouldn't ask for feedback.
Until they say no.
Yeah, because then what if they're just like, oh, we're just going through things. You don't know. Yeah.
Thanks.
Because then if you ask for feedback, you're like presuming it's a no. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? That's at least that would be mine.
Jules the lawyer. I'm casting I submitted. Thanks again for the opportunity. Looking forward to hearing from you.
I think that's great.
Okay, yeah, okay, we followed up.
Okay, great. Good job.
Sent. Oh.
Yeah, I think that was necessary.
Yeah, they said, thank you so much. You had a great tape. We have cast this role, but would love for you to audition for projects in the future.
Okay, that's nice. Then you could just say, okay, thank you so much.
I wonder who's going to be in this role now. Well, I guess that concludes the video. Didn't get the part. That's okay. I figured that I didn't get it when they didn't respond for a week. I kind of took that as a formal no. But at least I know for certain. One day we will get the role. It just wasn't meant to be this time. Anyways, comment below if you would cast me in a movie. Would you?